Should you spend $600 on the Galaxy Watch Ultra, Samsung's most elite smartwatch, or just $40 on the Galaxy Fit 3, Samsung's budget fitness tracker? This is the Galaxy Watch Ultra versus the Galaxy Fit 3. Now, you'd expect the differences to be night and day when it comes to smartwatch versus fitness tracker, and they are just not quite how you'd expect. Battery life on the Galaxy Fit 3, for example, lasts up to 14 days, and you can expect a solid 7 days without turning any features off. And on top of that, the absolute worst case scenario is around 3 to 5 days using workouts regularly and keeping always on display on. This includes your sleep tracking, your steps, your blood oxygen, your heart rate, and much more. The much more expensive Galaxy Watch Ultra will last up to 2 days. 3 days absolute max. And on top of this, the Galaxy Fit 3 even charges faster, getting up to around 60% in just 30 minutes, or a full charge in around about an hour. The Galaxy Watch Ultra is closer to an hour and 45 minutes for a full charge. When you consider what really matters on a smartwatch and a fitness tracker, and you consider that absolutely phenomenal price difference between the two devices, it really does make you stop and think, doesn't it? But let's talk about that and what you're actually getting with each device. It's going to be one of those things that kind of makes people argue in the comments a bit, but the Galaxy Watch Ultra is one of those purchases where you don't just pay for a watch, you pay for a whole mini phone on your wrist, plus rugged materials, plus the best sensors Samsung can possibly throw at it, plus the whole Wear OS ecosystem. But the Galaxy Fit 3 is kind of the opposite. It's the I want the basics, I want it light, I want it to last forever, and I do not want to be charging it every single day option. And that brings me on to the real question. Do you want a device that can track you, or do you want a device that can fully replace your phone? Because that is the difference between the Fit 3 and the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Although I've got to say, the Galaxy Fit 3 gets a little bit closer than you might think. Now, if you thought this video was going to be me trying to convince you that the Galaxy Fit 3 is better than a $600 Galaxy Watch Ultra, you're very much wrong. The Fit 3 really doesn't do so well when it comes to GPS, and not only in comparison to the Galaxy Watch Ultra, but also in comparison to its immediate competitors as well. A lot of other fitness trackers at similar price points, and even some cheaper ones, actually have built-in GPS these days. The Fit 3 can make use of your phone's GPS, but it does of course mean you need to have your phone with you at all times. Now, this isn't a problem for those of you who don't leave the house without your phone, but the Galaxy Watch Ultra has a significant advantage here in that you can go for completely untethered runs and hikes and solely rely on the Galaxy Watch Ultra's GPS. And it also means, because of the Play Store and Wear OS, you get access to things like Google Maps. So for people who might be taking things a little bit more casually and just do their workouts inside a gym, the Galaxy Fit 3 is probably the perfect choice for you. But for people like me who take running a little bit more seriously and like to do long distance, I actually love leaving my phone at home, and the Galaxy Watch Ultra really does come in clutch there. Now, with the Galaxy Fit 3 taking a little bit of a hit in the GPS section, I also want to go ahead and talk about accuracy, and it's an area where people tend to get a little bit emotional. Both devices can track your sleep, your steps, your heart rate, your blood oxygen, and more, and both can feed into Samsung's overall health insights like your energy scoring, but only the Ultra is built for the more demanding scenarios: your intervals, hills, sweaty gym sessions, cycling, anything where optical heart rate sensors tend to struggle a bit. And in those moments, the Ultra is generally more consistent, in my opinion, gives you a much more comprehensive insight into your overall health and fitness. The Fit 3 is what I would class as a general health tracker, which is no bad thing, but it doesn't go as deep as the Galaxy Watch Ultra. I've also found that the Fit 3 can be a little bit generous, and sometimes it just smooths over a little bit too much. And stats-wise, I've got to say both are actually fairly accurate. I have no issues with either of them, but I found that the Fit 3 can be a little bit over generous. It definitely adds a few extra steps on from just doing life, really, doing the dishes, waving your arms around, or being sat in the car. That's been a big one that I've noticed. However, very much in a good margin for error. So really, when it comes to accuracy and choosing between the two, it really depends on what you want to get out of this. If you want to know if you're sleeping better, moving more, or hitting your steps goals this week, then the Fit 3 is a fine choice again. If you're the sort of person that's taking training really seriously, then the Galaxy Watch Ultra is the obvious choice for me. I've personally made some great progress using the metrics from this watch. I think I took my 5K time from around 35 minutes all the way down below 22 minutes just by using the data on this watch. I'm not sure I could have done the same with the Galaxy Fit 3. Now at this point you might be expecting me to swing back around and talk about some of the other positives of the Galaxy Fit 3, but that's not the case. I'm cool. There is no NFC on the Galaxy Fit 3, which not only means you can't make payments with it, it also means you can't connect to modern gym equipment with a simple tap. And honestly, I think payments is one of those things that you think you might never use until you use it once and you realize just what a convenience it actually is. Apart from having to type your PIN in every single time on your Galaxy Watch, that bit's really annoying. But even still, if you're the sort of person that gets excited about the prospect of being able to leave the house with nothing but their watch and their keys, the Galaxy Watch Ultra is an excellent pick. So now we're back seriously backing the Galaxy Watch Ultra. It can do so much more than the Galaxy Fit 3 can. You can get your notifications from your phone, you can control Spotify, you can find your phone, you can send quick replies, you can even use it as a camera remote. The Galaxy Fit 3 has none of this. Oh wait, no it does. Actually, you can do all of it. Whilst there are a few differences, like the camera remote preview, for example, you can, in general, get comprehensive notifications via mirroring from your phone. You can even control your media from your Fit 3, but what you can't do is take calls. This is where the Galaxy Watch Ultra starts to take the lead properly. You've got your smart features that allow you to literally take calls from your wrist, and that's all made possible by its built-in microphone and speaker, LTE options, and then, of course, access to the Play Store. And just to be clear, you don't have to have LTE enabled or separate eSIM. You can just simply connect to your phone via Bluetooth and answer calls that way. This is how the Ultra becomes stupidly convenient, because you can literally go out without your phone, still get your call, still get your text, still stream music, still use maps, and then still pay for stuff. These are certainly not essential features for everyone, but they're definitely features that once you use them, you're gonna really struggle to look back. Now, I briefly talked about Wear OS, and this is another huge win for the Galaxy Watch Ultra, the ecosystem. Whilst the App Store for smartwatches, especially Android, isn't exactly full of choice, there are some legitimately great apps out there. And of course, like I pointed out earlier, you get access to things like Google Maps, which is very handy indeed. With the Galaxy Fit 3, it's very much a case of what you see is what you get. But don't be fooled into thinking you can't join in with some of the smartwatch fun. For example, we've got all those features we just brushed over, but also if you're using things like Samsung Health, which you should be if you've got a Galaxy Fit 3, you can still link Strava to it. You can't get it on the device itself, but you can still post your runs and join in with your mates. But also I did mention Spotify, and whilst you can control Spotify from the Fit 3, that's about it. With the Galaxy Watch Ultra, you can use the app itself properly, and yes, you can even download music for offline listening. So with the Galaxy Watch Ultra, that's productivity, running, gym sessions, traveling, all done without ever having to reach for your phone. Now, one thing that both devices do kind of well in their own right is customization and personalization. The Galaxy Fit 3 definitely doesn't have the choices that the Galaxy Watch Ultra does, but it does a pretty good job. You definitely get a taste of what you can expect from a full smartwatch experience. There's plenty of watch faces to choose from the Samsung app, and also you get a really nice selection of third-party straps. There's loads of different companies making straps for the Galaxy Fit 3. It's actually a very popular device. I'll put some links to my favorites down below. But then when we go to the Galaxy Watch Ultra, the experience gets even better. You can now download third-party watch faces from infinite amount of different developers, and usually you get the option to customize those watch faces as well. And not only that, tons of companies are making awesome watch straps for the Galaxy Watch Ultra that kind of makes it feel like a traditional classic watch, which, to be honest, a lot of us crave these days because smartwatches have really taken over. I've got a really nice leather strap here, which I absolutely love. Although in my opinion, personalization and customization is infinitely better on the Galaxy Watch Ultra, I still respect the choices that you get with the Galaxy Fit 3. It's definitely not boring by any means. Anyway, now I am going to do that thing where I bring it back around and talk about how great the Galaxy Fit 3 is in comparison to the Ultra, because there is one area where the Fit 3 smashes the Ultra out of the park, and that is comfort. So obviously the Fit 3 is much slimmer and lighter. It comes in at just 18.5 grams in comparison to the Galaxy Watch Ultra's 60 grams. Now the Galaxy Watch Ultra is by no means uncomfortable. In fact, I've even gone as far to praise it in my full reviews, considering how rugged it actually is. But the Galaxy Fit 3 just has an undeniable edge over the Galaxy Watch Ultra, especially for everyday wear and definitely for sleep. And this is actually a bigger deal than most people admit, because the best tracker is the one that you'll actually wear. The Fit 3 just disappears on your wrist. The Ultra will remind you it's there, especially at night time. So if your main goal is comfort and that I forget I'm wearing it kind of feeling, the Galaxy Fit 3 is the obvious choice here. How the devices feel on your wrist aside, there is some significant design differences between the two. Again, the Galaxy Watch Ultra obviously takes on a more rugged feel with premium materials like titanium, and then the Fit 3 follows a more subtle, kind of minimalist approach with its aluminium body. And this is where the Ultra really does earn its name. It's built to be knocked around. If you're outdoors a lot, hikes, water, rough work, gym every day, you want something that's gonna take a beating. The Ultra is just that. The Fit 3 is still very well built for the price, but it's not that I'm going to abuse it for 3 years kind of watch. The Fit 3, however, though, has genuinely really surprised me. It's definitely got a more elegant and sort of delicate feel about it, but I can't really knock the build quality, especially for what it is. It feels absolutely solid. There is also some practical benefits to the Galaxy Watch Ultra as well, though. It comes with up to 10 ATM waterproofing and an IP68. The Galaxy Fit 3 has 5 ATM, but also has IP68. The other key difference, though, is that the Galaxy Watch Ultra comes with a sapphire crystal display, which is much more durable than the Galaxy Fit 3 standard glass display. It also actually has military standard certification, whilst the Galaxy Fit 3 also has more basic durability credentials. Still though, for the average Joe, the durability ratings on both of these devices are probably going to be just fine for most people. Anyway, I spoke about displays briefly, and that's actually not something that you should overlook on a smartwatch or a fitness tracker. The Galaxy Watch Ultra has a breakthrough brightness of up to 3000 nits, and the Fit 3 is estimated to be just 600 nits, which I do have to be honest though, although much lower on paper, is still very much readable in the real world, and you can definitely see it on a bright sunny day. That being said, the Ultra just looks more premium and more punchy and more flagship. The Fit 3 looks great for the money, but doesn't scream luxury. Both devices also feature a 60Hz refresh rate, although another key difference is the Galaxy Watch Ultra has an adaptive refresh rate, which means it can go right down to 1Hz when you don't need it to help conserve a little bit of battery life, even though the Galaxy Fit 3 still blows it out the water in that section. Now moving on, of course, the huge price gap between the two devices is going to come with more sacrifices. The Galaxy Fit 3 can, of course, monitor a lot of the same things that the Galaxy Watch Ultra can, but only the Galaxy Watch Ultra can do the really advanced stuff like your ECG, your blood pressure, and then more serious stuff like the body composition analysis. One curveball when considering the two devices, though, is that some regions can't actually get access to some of the advanced stuff like sleep apnea detection, for example, or even ECG, so definitely make sure you check that before you pick one over the other. Anyway, although the Galaxy Watch Ultra has some truly amazing features like body composition analysis that the Fit 3 just doesn't have, sleep tracking on both devices isn't exactly spectacular. The Galaxy Watch Ultra does have sleep apnea detection, but you can only really use it, one, if you're in the right country, and two, you must have your phone on charge the whole night next to you. So really, there's not a huge difference between the two, and I think for general sleep tracking, I'd actually argue that the Galaxy Fit 3 is the better choice because, as we discussed earlier, it's more comfortable. There is, of course, another downside to these advanced features on the Galaxy Watch Ultra, and that's when we start talking about compatibility. So if you were to use another Android device with the Galaxy Fit 3, you'd pretty much get access to everything you would if you had a Samsung phone. That's not the case with the Galaxy Watch Ultra. With other Android devices, you can't use things like sleep apnea, so definitely worth bearing in mind. Overall, though, you're definitely going to want to be using both of these devices, ideally with a Samsung phone. You absolutely cannot use these with Apple devices. It's just not worth it in my opinion, but the Galaxy Fit 3 is definitely more flexible when it comes to having a different Android phone. So now we know the difference between a smartwatch and a fitness tracker. Which is better? Obviously, the Galaxy Watch Ultra wins. It's infinitely more advanced, it's got plenty more features, and it's also enrolled in that Android ecosystem, which gives it a huge edge over the Galaxy Fit 3. Obviously, a $600 smartwatch is going to be better than a $40 fitness tracker, but I'm going to throw you another curveball. I think there's an argument to get both, and I know that I'm not the only person to do this, but more often than not, I'll actually wear my Fit 3 for sleeping in because it is more comfortable, and what it does is allows me to put my Galaxy Watch Ultra on charge because of the pretty terrible battery life. Having both a Fit 3 and a Galaxy Watch Ultra actually makes perfect sense. Rather than going head to head, they actually really do complement each other, and not just for sleeping. If you're having a slower sort of home day, it actually makes complete sense to wear the Fit 3. Again, it's more comfortable. If you've got $600 lying around, I couldn't recommend the Galaxy Watch Ultra enough. It's a fantastic fantastic smartwatch. It's helped me out in so many different ways, from losing weight to making drastic gains in my overall fitness, which I never thought I was capable of doing. Equally on that front though, I just want to say that I really do love the Galaxy Fit 3. It's one of my all-time favorite fitness tracking devices, and I couldn't recommend it enough. It really does give you a taste of the Samsung ecosystem without having to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's a genuinely brilliant device. If you do want to see a more fair battle though, do watch my video on the Galaxy Watch Ultra versus the Apple Watch Ultra 3 in the top corner now. See you in the next one.